Well, hello. I want to start this episode of the Terri Show with a question. After spending time with someone in your life who is extremely negative, do you feel like you have absorbed all of their negative energy, leaving you completely and totally exhausted? Or you might feel that way after being in a very crowded situation with lots of people, with lots of stimulation. If you said yes to either one of those, you might be an empath or a highly sensitive person. If you are new to this crew, I'm Terri Cole. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, a relationship expert, the founder of Real Love Revolution and Boundary Bootcamp, and also the author of a book called Boundary Boss, the essential guide to talk true, be seen, and finally live free. In this episode of the Terri Cole Show, I'm going to be talking about proactive protection plans that you can put into place if you are a highly sensitive person and you feel like you are being negatively impacted by the people and the situations that you find yourself in. So let's start with, what is an empath? This is someone who deeply feels the feelings of other people. You may intuitively know things about other people emotionally. You may be drawn to people who are in need, right? A lot of times being empathic means we're drawn to people who need things from us many times because we're very aware of the way other people feel. And it's different than being sympathetic, and it's different than feeling empathy. Being an actual empath means that you feel other people's feelings as if they're your own, and they can get lodged. Especially negative feelings or painful feelings can sort of feel like they're getting lodged in your physical body. So I grew up as an empath having no idea what that was. I had a lot of feelings all the time. I was very drawn to people in need. And people, if you might be an empath, if people you barely know want to tell you their entire life story, because that was my experience from being a child until right now in my life, where people just sense that you are with them emotionally or that you are feeling what they're feeling. But if you are unaware that it's happening, then you don't know how to protect yourself and protect your sensitivities from those experiences. And it can be incredibly draining to be an empath but not know it, right? People may say, oh, you're too sensitive. You might have heard this all of your life too. And this is similar to being a highly sensitive person, but they're different, because highly sensitive people, I'm that as well. We are very dialed into our surroundings. So we're really impacted by sounds and, yes, by negative people or energy vampires as well. But you may not like very crowded situations. You may not like places where the music is very loud or people are talking very loud. It almost is like creates an imbalance. For me, I would always need to pull away from. I never wanted to be in big crowds because I would be left so drained and exhausted. It's basically, if you're a highly sensitive person, your nervous system is highly sensitive. So that's not the same as being an empath, but I find that in my therapy practice and in my own life, if you're a highly sensitive person, it is also likely that you are an empath. So what can you do if this is your situation? Well, as always, I've created a handy dandy guide for you to make it easy as heck for you to just download it. All you need to do is go to terricole.com/272, because that is the episode number. So I'm just going to give you a couple of ideas in this little video of things that you can do. So the first is you've got to know who's in your life. So you want to take an inventory of the situations that are very stressful to you, where you find yourself feeling exhausted after the fact, and also the people in your life that make you, you end up feeling very depleted after spending time with them. So that's the first thing, is we're going to take an inventory, and I'm giving you just a few simple questions to help you identify those people and situations, so at least you know what you're dealing with. Moving into the energy vampires, right? So we're identifying them in the first step, but then we're going to be more specific in the second step of who are these people? Because some of these people we can not have a close relationship with. And then some of them, if they're family, if it's someone that you're co-parenting with, you may need to. So we need to know who you're dealing with. So those are the first two steps. And then you got to get into boundaries, right? The third step is realizing that it's your job, right, to be the boundary boss that you were born to be, and get clear. If you know that staying out too late or going to very loud places doesn't work for you, then don't agree to do that. Then make a simple request that you and your friends go somewhere that is not so loud. And we can't get all worried about what other people think, even if people are being judgmental, right? Even if someone says, oh, you just want to control where we're going, you can say that's actually what I'm trying to control, is how much I am exposed to these elements that leave me feeling exhausted. So it's just my preference. You guys don't have to agree to it, but if you want me to come, I would prefer to not go to a very loud bar or whatever it is that is being suggested. So boundaries is really like one of the key elements as a way to protect yourself as a highly sensitive person or an empath. And again, why'd I write a whole book about it? Because it takes a minute if no one ever taught you how to effectively draw boundaries. And those of you who know my work and know right here on YouTube, I've got tons and tons of videos that you can check out about boundaries. So if you need help there, go for it, check it out. But that really is something that's going to end up being incredibly important in your proactive protection plan. And then the fourth thing is learning how to ground yourself in the moment, right? Grounding yourself and having an actual meditation practice. So those are two things. In the moment, to ground yourself, it means you're grounding yourself in how you physically feel. So before you ground yourself, if there is a person who is a huge energy vampire where you are, if there's lots of noise somewhere, the first thing is to move away from sort of the source of the negativity or the overwhelm if you can. So physically moving away. And then I'll give you a super quick way that you can ground yourself in the moment. And I'm always sharing ideas of how to be more mindful. Mindful meditation, breathing techniques. So I'll remind you of a few of those that I've already probably shared with you. Because so much of being able to protect yourself in the moment is being proactive before the moment and being proactive after the moment. So being proactive before is having some kind of a dedicated mindfulness practice, because that creates internal space for you to be able to choose mindfully in the moment. So that is really important. And doing it after the fact, maybe taking a bath with Epsom salts to clear your energy, learning more about energy work from one of my closest friends is a brilliant energy, I don't know what we would call it. She's an expert on energy and how to protect your energy and how to clear negative energy that gets into your body, that gets into your field. So I'll certainly drop information where you can find out more about Lara Riggio is her name. She owns the the Central Park Energy Center in Manhattan, in New York City. And her stuff is wonderful, and she's got tons of stuff, free stuff online, and also courses that you can pay for and take. So she's a resource for sure. If you are an empath or a highly sensitive person, you definitely want to get dialed into her work. And the last thing I want to say about having some kind of a proactive protection plan is that you have to prioritize your own comfort. You have to be willing to do that in your life. So if you are uncomfortable doing something, even if other people don't understand, that doesn't mean you shouldn't prioritize it, because how you feel matters. And it's got to matter to you if you expect it to matter to other people. So prioritizing your comfort is super duper important. So I hope you learned something from this episode of The Terri Cole Show. Remember, all you need to do is go to terricole.com/272 to get the little downloadable guide that I created for you. And hey, if you're not already a subscriber right here on YouTube, hi, hit that little thing, hit the bell. Don't you want to subscribe so that you know every time I drop something new, which right now has been on Tuesdays, the new episode of The Terri Cole Show. And on Thursdays, I've been dropping some quick videos for you, answering the questions that you guys send in to me. So I want to say thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you have an amazing week. And as always, take care of you.